Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be focusing on how we can model any type of a table lamp in Revit. And since it's a table lamp, we are going to be modeling it in the lighting fixture family. When you open your Revit tab, you can go to the new families, and since I'm more familiar with metric, I'll just go with the metric section and choose the metric lighting fixture tab, which is right here. I'll press open. We're going to be focusing on one command here, which is the revolve command. But first, let me just load in my CAD file. I'll just go to the insert tab and then go to import. I'll just see where I have stored my CAD file. I think this is it. Make sure to press current view only so it only stays on this view and not any other 3D view. Press open. Now, whenever you load your CAD file, it's not really 100% sure where the CAD file is going to be, and the scale is also not 100% accurate. I'll just press the zoom and I can see that the CAD file was actually right here. I'll just unpin it and take it to my actual working place. So I'll just press MV and press tab a few times till I find the center right here. Yeah, and now I have placed it right on the center. And since this is the main lighting fixture that needs to be inside the lamp, I'll just make it go down a little. Let's see how much height do I actually need here. It's about 400, I think. So I will give it 400. And yeah, if you are liking the idea of this series, we are going to model different types of furniture. And once we are done with all the furnitures, we are going to focus on how we can actually compose them on sheets. So today we are starting with a table lamp. Tomorrow it could be a bed or a table or actually some chairs, some different types of chairs. It could be anything. But let's just focus on the lamp for now. So as we can see, the lamp is very symmetrical, and that is what I meant by we can only use the revolve command to actually model this out. And we have to be aware of which elements are what material while modeling it. So if I were to go to the revolve tab, and let's say that I choose my axis line as this one, and I would consider this section of the model to be of the same material. So I'll just make it into one section. I'll press the boundary line. I'll just Oh, maybe I can use the pick lines. That would be faster. I press tab. I think that is what I want. Press tab. If you don't get your line that you want to select, just keep pressing tab and don't move your mouse over that area, because that is how it can cycle through each of the line that is existing there. I'll just press tab, and that's pretty much all I need. I'll just make a single line through, and now it's time to trim. Press TR and trim the lines that we are trim the lines that we can see are overextending, and to make this a fully enclosed shape like this. So for the revolve command, we need a symmetrical shape, and we need to draw the lines in an enclosed shape like this, and an axis line that is facing the right axis that we want it to be revolved. So I'll just press yes, and I'll just go to 3D view, and we can see that this thing has been modeled. And since it's a very symmetrical feature that is easily modeled by Revolve, we don't even need to set any heights or look at any other view. We can see that it's all correct. But I can see that there are some indents in the actual model that we can also put right now. And to do that, we can use the void forms. That is very simple. Use the void extrusion, use the pick line tool, and just make the one that is very basic, that is actually at the front of this elevation. Press tab to select the whole, press just click, and you get the whole shape. Then I don't think I can void it for 250 mm. So let's make it 50 right now, because we need to actually settle this in 3D how long it should be. I think it is starting from way too deep, so I'll just make it a little thick, a little bit, like, not that much. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And if I were to have this on all the sides, the best way to do is to go to the plan view. You have already selected that. To actually copy this around in a radial manner, we can easily use an array. Now, how do we do that? First, press tab a couple of times and select the void form. Then press AR, or you can choose the array command from here. Now, we have two options when we press the array command, the linear and the radial. We can choose the radial one, and we don't need to group this for this time. And as we can see, if this is requiring 1, this is going to require 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, and 8. So it's going to be about 8 number of items. And then we can choose the place where we're going to rotate it from. We're going to rotate it from here. And since this is the move to second, and I guess I can just put in the angle that is more accurate. Now, the angle would be something that is divided by 360, and I think since we are putting 8 pieces, we can divide 360 by 8, and that should give us about 180, 90, 45. So I can just put 45 here, press enter, and we can see that the array has been done and it has been modeled very cleanly. I think it looks very good. Now, if we were to go to the front view again, we can see that we are seeing some lines, but it's not really something we can see in the 3D model. And I don't really mind that, but if you guys actually want it to be a little, like, just a little visible in the 3D as well, the best way to go about it is to draw it in a plan view with a model line, but I don't really feel that is where we are going to focus on this session. But yeah, I guess we can now see it in the 3D view, and we can also quickly just put a material on it. So it is usually recommended to make a parameter for this, and that is what I will be doing. You can press this small gray icon here and press a new parameter icon. Now, this parameter is going to be an instance parameter. I'll tell you the difference between the type and instance. Basically, if you choose the instance one, if you have multiple models of this lamp, you can make differences in the materials of their finishes. For each of the lamp, it could be something different. Now, if I were to choose instant, and let's say I would name it lamp base, I can just press OK and press OK. Now, I don't need to do anything else. I can just go to the family types here, and for now I can, for the sake of this looking very pretty, I will just choose a very good wood material for this. Oh, I guess I don't have any, so I can just load it from here. I'll search some wood. Yeah. Now, which wood will be looking very nice? I think something like a dark one. Something that is very much like that. I think we can go with this mahogany. I just did that here. Okay, it took the analytical panels. We don't usually do that. The right way to actually go about it is to create a new material, then going to the asset library, then searching whatever material that you want. While it is being selected, we can just go back to mahogany, that is right here, and this helps in replacing the material that is currently here. And since this is a default material, it doesn't replace any material that is existing. So we can just put it like this, and we can rename it as lamp base. I'll press apply, press OK. Now we can see the material has been applied. I'll press apply and press OK. Now if I were to go to the realistic view, the material looks very nice. Now let's focus back on modeling. We can see that we have modeled this bit, but now we need to model this, that is the fabric around the lamp, and This is also an easy revolve. I will just go to the revolve again and go to the axis line. I'll just make the axis like this. Then I'll go to the boundary line. I'll just make the boundary line that is like this. Press tab to pick up the corners, and I got this. But there's going to be an issue if I were to do it like this, and the issue is that the light source is completely hidden because it is completely solid. Now, where we went wrong here is we didn't consider the thickness of the fabric. Now, usually it is negligible, and we will consider about 2 mm for this case because that is pretty good standard, I guess. And I'll just use an offset tool to make 2 mm right here, then use SL to split this line, and use TR to trim both the edges on the top and the bottom. Now that I have a fully enclosed space with an axis, if I were to okay, actually we don't need this bit now that I just noticed. That is very useless because this is open from the top. Now I'll just press this line, quick trim. Wait, we don't even need this. Okay, I'll just make it again. I'll just press this, quick trim. Yeah, we only need this. It's very simple. Then press tick, and we can see that the lamp fabric has been made. Now it just needs a fabric material. Now we'll create a new parameter for that. The reason we are doing this is because we can edit these parameters in the project very easily without opening the family file. And that helps us a lot with saving us a lot of time. So we're going to go to instance. Let's make it into a fabric material. That is going to be the name. Press OK, press OK. And we can just go to the family types and choose a good fabric material so it can look pretty. I'll just create a new material, open the asset browser, search fabric again, enter. Then let's see what is going to look good. I already have a dark color in the base, so I'll select something that is like this. I guess that is very simple and clean, and it has a good image as well. So let's see how it looks. Apply this, okay, and that looks pretty good. Now we can do is we need to notice that the thing that we don't see in the elevation that is hidden right here is the way this lamp is held together. Now I will just follow a standard on what is usually the case because the light bulb is right here. It is going to need supports that are coming from the edges of this surface, and this surface is going to have a loop around it that is going to be a metal aluminium type of basically framing, and that framing is going to be held together from this base. So maybe to make it more easier, I can just you know what, I'll just model the framing first, then I'll think about what I can do later. First I'll do is I'll make some reference planes. It always helps to figure out what you need to do if you can make a reference plane and follow it along. I'll just make 2 of these reference planes right here, and I think that is all I need right now. And what I will just do, I will just go to create. I'll make another revolve. This time I'll keep the axis in the reference plane line. Okay, I'll just make it so it is in the edge. And now I'll keep the boundary to be something that is going along here. And I'll give it an offset of about, let's say, 5 mm? Yeah, that looks good. I'll make it 5, yeah. Now, this is basic joinery that we don't really see in the lamps that we make in, like we found on the net or something like that. And this is purely out of my design. This is not really a standard. So I'll just quickly make sure it's perpendicular and trim and extend the edges. I think that looks fine, I guess. Okay, it might just be a little too thick because I made it 5. I need to make it 2.5 so that when it revolves, it is 5. Yeah, and it has crossed over this edge, which I will just fix quickly. Oh, you know what? It would be better if I can just move this. Now let me just go to, yeah, that would be way better. Now if I go to 3D, I can see that this framing looks pretty good. Now all I need to do is just make a radial array again. Go to the plan view by selecting the actual thing that we need first. I will just make it so it is going to be three of these lines that are coming, one from here, one from here, and one from here. So I'll just rotate it first. Use the center axis, rotate it along, let's say 45 degrees, makes sense. Yeah. Then I'll just use a mirror command. That I don't think we even need the array here. Now I can just use the mirror command again, and I'll just rotate it again. Tap to find the center. Yeah, that is the center. Go like this, 45 degree again, and then we can just go to 3D view and see that this frame has been made. Now we need the base ring that is holding the frame together, and we can easily do that in our plan view, I guess. Yeah, that makes more sense. We can go to create and we can go with a sweep. Now I'm also making this for the first time, so it takes a little while to figure things out, but since it is a very simple type of model, I think I'll be having no problem. Now what I've just done is I've clicked sweep. I've created the path of the sweep. Then what I can do is I can go to left view because I can see that the plane is going to be visible from the left view. And I can see that the sweep is not where I want it. So I'll just click the set work plane, pick a plane, and I'll just pick this plane, press open view, and then if I were to go back to left view, it will be back where I want. Now, obviously the radius of this circle is going to be, okay. Oh yeah, I just need to press finish edit mode first, then select the profile and edit profile. And obviously the circle is going to be 2 mm, and I'll just draw it for 2 mm. Oh wait, what am I doing? It's about 2.5 mm, yeah. And I will need to place it, let's say, moving it from this place to this place and moving it from this place to this place. Now I can just easily press apply. If I were to go to the 3D view, we can see that the metal ring is here, and we can see some minor things that are visible through it. I'll just press join command, click this, click the revolve, and it's not going to be joined because it is going out of it. Okay, maybe it's better to actually make it a bit thicker, and I think it would be more structurally viable as well. Click edit. Let's make it let's make it 4 mm, and let's just make sure it's not coming out so much. I think it would be better to actually have it 3 mm, not 4. That is too thick. And I'll just move it and see where it fits the most. I have a feeling it's not going to be easy. That actually makes it better because now it's colliding with the fabric like this, and I guess in reality it does look something like this, and I think that is fine. Wait, why are these things? Oh, we don't have any material. Yeah, I'll just select one of this, select them again with control, press tab. Oh, sorry, I can select this now. I have pressed. Oh no. Oh, now what I will do is I'll just select the ring that I just made and these metal items and assign them a material. I will assign them a material because these things are usually not something we need to make any changes in the model. I'll create a new material. I'll just go to the asset library and let's pick aluminium. Press enter again. I'll just pick the polished one. Press apply, press OK. Now we can see that we have applied this material correctly and the frame looks pretty fine. Now what we need is our stand actually reaching the frame, and it needs to connect somehow. Now it is not necessarily supposed to happen like this. This is just what I have thought. So what I do think right now is maybe, oh, maybe we just need to extend this. How does it look? This is where the lamp is, like the light bulb is going to sit, right? Why don't I actually do something that is more reasonable, like making sure this revolve is coming out till here, then making the elements that I have made right now are actually interacting with the wood, not with the light bulb. That is not making much sense. This is more sensible, I think. I'll just make it so it is on the verge of joining. I'll just delete these two and go to the plan view and then just mirror it along here, mirror it along here, wait, mirror it along here, then just rotate it, place my rotation in the center, go to here, and I guess that makes sense now. We can have a light bulb that is being placed over here. And if we were to go a bit more extreme, I think the light bulb would look very good if it was, if this thing had a space inside it, like a void. So easily we can use the void extrusion, and I think we can just do it in the 3D view. I'll make it hidden line so we can see clearly. Press pick line. Let's try to prick the circle edge, and also press the quick plane that we is going to use. I think this plane is fine, yeah. And since this is a wood, I would just give it like 15 mm of thickness. And I'll just delete these once. Now I'll just press OK. And let's say I want to edit that extrusion. I would give it about, I guess I'll give it like this. Now we can easily place a light bulb inside this lamp. And I think the lamp looks pretty good. We have actually thought of some things that we didn't really know at the beginning, and maybe I did some things wrong. I think it would help a lot if you guys can highlight that. But as per my understanding, oh, we also need a ring here. Yeah, I completely forgot that. The best thing we can do is actually just use the ring that we have made right here, edit sweep, and select profile, click the edit profile, then go to the front, no, to the left view. Just click on this circle right here, just CO, and just click on this point. We can take this point to this point. And press yes, and we have the circle right here as well. Okay guys, so I know that I have modeled this like this, and I just kind of realized that I could have also just deleted these elements easily and just put the metal elements on the sides, and as I can see in the elevation, that is why we need to actually focus on the drawing that we have been given. It looks like the metal pipes are actually on the side like this. So I will just discard all that. I'm really sorry for actually repeating this, but what I will just do is I'll just make these pipes like accurately this time. I could make a sweep. Or I could make a revolve. Oh, what am I thinking? Revolve is very easy to do here. Okay, so I'll just press the RP button to make a reference plane. I have pressed this icon. I can just go along this view. I'll just extend it a bit so it's easier to view. And then I'll just go to revolve. Use the axis line. Create this axis on this view. And let's just make the boundary line. It's going to be 2 mm, 2.5, sorry, 2.5 mm. I'll just make uh, the aluminium first, then I'll adjust the size, adjust the position of it later. Okay, so I've just drawn it. I can press tick. Okay, now I will just adjust the position by pressing MV and clicking on this area and just using the move tool. Simple. Now we have that piece that is connecting this and this. I think we can join this. We can go to the join tab, click this. Okay, I think that would help more if I were to just select this, press HH to hide it. Now we can join it clearly. Press join, press this, press this. Okay, it is not joinable. These elements are sometimes like that because some pixels that are coming from here are not properly like cutting out or cutting in, and it is a bit of a pain. You know what I can do is I can just edit the revolve and make it a bit shorter so it is actually more sensible. 2.25 2. Press yes. Now it is completely inside this and it is completely inside this. I don't think there should be any problem. Let's join. Okay, there's still some problem. Maybe what I need to do is maybe this is fine. I will just try to join this portion first. Yeah, that is fine. Now I'll try to join this. Yes, that is fine. Okay. I guess doing it by like that actually helped a lot and it looks very clean now. And it looks actually like it's supposed to be. And since we are in this view, we can easily see what is happening. So I'll just make it so this is going to be an array, AR, and I'll make sure that the number is something that is makes sense. Let me look at the front view first. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so if I were to think about it, if there are 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 5 10 and 10, that's 20 basically, and they're not really equidistant. No, I think they are equidistant. Yeah, I'll just make it 20, 21, 22. Okay, I'll just make it 22. Now 360 divided by 22 should be 360 divided by 22. Okay, 16.36. Okay, I'll just press OK. I'll press the angle 16.36. I'll make it 22. I'll place the center of rotation to be this, and then I'll press this, enter. Okay, I think I did something wrong. I'll just press the element again, AR. I have set the number 22. I have set the angle 16.36, and I'll just place the center, and I'll just press enter. Actually, maybe I have missed something. AR, move to second. No, 22. Angle is 16.36. Center is like this, like this. 16.36. Press enter. Yeah, I think that's fine. Now if I were to go in the 3D view, we can see that all of these are also joined, and it forms a perfect gauge that the fabric that we can just reset and see is completely fitting in. And the final thing that we are missing is just we can go to the plan view and we can just make a simple revolve by making this axis like this, and the base, because the base is still missing, we can just go and draw a big revolve like this. I think I should make it about 2 mm only, like this, and then just complete it and trim and extend. Press yes. I'll just see where it is actually going. Okay, I didn't consider that, but I can just quickly do that. Do it like this. Go to the plan view again. Just quickly make sure. Actually, I'll just edit this and make it so it's makes more sense along this part. I don't think it can be aligned. No, it's fine. I'll just make it like this only. Yeah. Now I will just make a mirror on this axis, then a mirror, then a copy. Then I'll just then what I'll do is I'll just copy and align it to same place and rotate that element that I've just copied along the center axis, take it to the side, then mirror this area to that, and we have our very ugly lamp. But I think I have tried my best here. I think it looks pretty good still. Make sure you let me know if I have done some things that could have been improved on. And I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I'll be making more videos like this, and I'll try to keep it more shorter next time. I got a bit into the flow of modeling and lost my track of time. So, okay, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye bye.